Hello and welcome everyone, my name is Andy, and you might know me from my two YouTube channels, Andy's Paradox and Andy's Take, where I'm known for covering Paradox and Total War games respectively. Today, I'm collaborating with Paradox to explore the third Ascension Path of the BioGenesis DLC, before we move on to the Ascension Paths in the Machine Age DLC next time. There are 6 Ascension Paths in total, with each one offering a different way to tailor your empire to your needs, and change what it means to truly ascend in Stellaris. So far, we have explored the cloning and purity ascension paths, creating 2 different societies based around a powerful clone ascended empire and a mostly peaceful and spiritual purity-focused avian civilization. This time though, we're doing a little alternate sci-fi history, as we're leading the same avian civilization from last time away from their purity focus and into an age of mutation and internal expansion. First of all, if this is your first time with the BioGenesis DLC, Ascension Paths are attained through the relevant Ascension perk, in this case Biomorphosis, and are only available once you have completed 2 prior Ascension perks, and the tradition of your choice only becomes available once the process of Biomorphosis has completed. In other words, if you want to ascend, focusing on increasing your unity levels is smart, which you can do among other things by choosing a corresponding form of government or building relevant buildings on your planets. But back to our avian species. Why would we want to change our destiny away from purity to mutation? Well, as you might recall if you watched the previous video, our Oviron Principality is mainly peaceful, focusing on exploration, research, and trade. This means we're not set on expanding our borders too much, but that doesn't mean we remain without planets. In fact, by purely peaceful expansion, we inhabit a number of star systems, some even with habitable planets. However, not every planet in Stellaris is habitable to your species. Indeed, most are anything but, because no species is by default acclimated to every environment, and the environments vary a lot. In other words, our avian species, which is by nature native to tropical worlds, do not do well on ocean, arid, or savanna planets, for example, which is sad for us because we have a few of them within our galactic borders. As it stands, they remain completely untouched, and our peaceful civilization is missing out on untold riches, industry, and a growing population that can stand the test of time. But until we crack the code on terraforming with suitable candidates, which would cost an enormous amount of resources, there's little we can do. That is, until we received a surprising transmission from an unknown entity by the name of Nazus Demetor. He offered his scientific knowledge, admitting to little more than his obsession with gathering knowledge from dead civilizations. Everything was going according to plan for our spiritualist leaders, but Demetor quickly made himself important. Through a series of events, he was enlisted as the head of research, and soon after, priorities shifted little by little. When the breakthrough of biomorphosis occurred, he pushed his powerful department, strengthened as it had been by years of enlargements, to focus on the art of mutation, a noticeable shift from the long-planned process of purification. Why? Simple really. In his pursuit of lost knowledge on long-forgotten civilizations, he knew that primitive science ships and scanner arrays from outer space would never be enough. Nothing could substitute actual people living and exploring a planet, or perhaps disturbing what scanners cannot move. As such, mutation would enable the avian species to overcome their natural inhibitors and become true omni inhabitants, capable of not just living, but thriving wherever they went. It wouldn't be long before the research got out. Soon, people began experimenting with the technology on their own, but contrary to what the government at large would have done, Demetor allowed the people to experiment, cost what it may. Before long, the idea of mutation had become so popular that the old guard of the ruling elite was sidelined. Only the Minister of Defense was sympathetic to Demetor's cause, and in his lust for popularity, took control of the governed homeworld of Alatus, while Demetor, the man behind the curtain, was himself made governor of the core world of Nomotar. From there, he achieved true genetic mutation. Mutagenic habitability allowed the Oviron to modify their genes in real time to adapt to any planet they encountered, while new gene traits like genetic memory, bioadaptability, and exotic metabolism increased it further. But Demetor didn't stop there. In the newly baptized trans-Oviron gene, he implanted groundbreaking adaptive mutations with auto-modding properties, allowing the Oviron to excel at whatever job they were performing. As Demetor predicted, the Oviron had no need for external conquest. One by one, previously uninhabitable planets were colonized by newly arrived trans-Oviron. They weren't just existing there, no, they were living like never before. But no world thrived as much as Demetor's own at Nomatar, where the habitability index showed a performance of 178%. And surely enough, the newfound wealth did the Oviron good. So good in fact, that Demetor silently pushed through the governing principle of catalytic command, and used his newfound power to insert himself as chief presenter, with only his trusted accomplice, the Minister of Defense, remaining on the princely council. And from there, he pushed for further exploration through an agenda of conquered nature, which did even more to improve living conditions. And as Demetor had foreseen, the colonization process yielded results, but exactly what his new empire would uncover under the sands and depths of the unknown places of the galaxy remained to be seen. Thank you so much for watching and for joining me on this journey through species mutation. In the past 3 videos, we have seen the different ascension paths a biomorphosis situation can take, and a few ways to go about them. Which one was your favorite, and which have you done yourself? Next time, we'll take a look at the first machine age ascension path. But for now, make sure to subscribe to this channel for all things Stellaris, and on behalf of Paradox Interactive, I am Andy from Andy's Paradox, and I'll see you next time. Cheers!